It's like the most important chapter that really showcases what the Quran is about. I think it's in the name, sin. Let's continue. Al-Qamar, the moon. Al-Qamar also happens to be a moon god of Arabia. Ar-Rahman, we've met Ar-Rahman before. He also happens to be a god of Arabia. Al-Buruj, well, they worship the stars. That's another one of the moon gods of Arabia. Al-Malak, Al-Malik. We've met the Al-Maliks, the Muqarrabs. We've covered that. At-Tariq, the morning star. Venus, another name for Venus, the morning star, the son of the moon and the sun god. Ash-Shams, the sun. Okay, Shamash, the Babylonian sun god. Chapter of the Quran 91. And then, of course, you've got another mention of Saba or Sheba, Quran 34. And this in Quran 34, 16 to 19, actually discusses Saba and the capital of Marib and how their dam, so the dam at Marib actually broke, flooded the capital, destroyed it, and they abandoned Marib at the time. And it actually mentions the dam break at Marib, so they were aware of that. RJ says, Al-Yasin is one of Allah's names. The tafsir of the verse I explained. Excellent. Thank you very much for that. I need to look into that. Yasin, but think, sin, Yasin, sin, the moon god sin. So, Strong's dictionary, Allah, of course, in Strong's H423 means curse, right? So, this means curse, swearing, a curse, right? So, now, we are always told by Muslims that slim is this Arabic root, this triliteral root means salam and Islam. It's the root for salam, meaning peace, shalom, right, in the Hebrew for greeting, and then Islam, of course, the name of their deen. However, I discovered this is not the whole story. So it says that Islam, the root of Islam, means graven idol. As you know, in the Ten Commandments, it says, "Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image." So we are often told that the Arabic triliteral root Islam is salam or Islam, and that's true. It is a common Semitic word. It is defined, and you can find it in Strong's H6754 and 6755. It means image. It means heathen gods. And you'll find in 2 Kings 11:18, Amos 5:26, and Daniel 2:31 that God and the apostles and the prophets, they are very, very harsh about destroying these idols, about not allowing them to prosper. Now, Eselem, the earliest known form of Eselem, is in the name of Shalem, the ancient god of dusk of Ugarit Canaanite, Syria region, who is Venus, the evening star. He is the offspring of El, the Babylonian main god, El, with Aterat, the sun god. So Eselem, Salam, the earliest form is in the name of a Babylonian god. Islam is derived from the same root as a Babylonian god. Imagine Christianity was derived from Christian, who happened to be the son of the major god of the Babylonian pantheon. People wouldn't stop giving us grief about this. That, Jesus, Christian, Babylonian gods. Well, Islam is directly derived from, it means graven idol. It refers directly to a pagan god. Moving on. In Akkadian, it's Salmu. It means inscribed image or statue. In Aramaic and Syriac, Salma means image or idol. It is found in the Nabatean, in the Palmyrene, and in the Arab Hatra in northern Mesopotamia. In Aramaic, Hatra. Never heard of Hatra? Well, yeah. In pre-Islamic Arabia, Eselem is often an object dedicated to a deity. So Eselem is something dedicated to a pagan deity. Islam, who knows, dedicated to a pagan deity. Now, it has a feminine version, Salamat. Okay, in Yemen, it is singular, it is dual, and it is plural. So this word you can have multiple gods, like the pagan trinity, and so on and so on. You can have Father, Son and companion. The main god with the companion god, and so on. Let's have a look at this Hebrew Chaldee lexicon. Right, it means to be used of anything vain, an image, a likeness, an idol. Right, an idol, and it's spoken of extremely negatively in these Bible verses. It is also Syrian and Chaldean, and in Arabic, it also appears as an image. And the letters, okay, now, something I'll get to a little bit later. So any comments or questions? Have I missed anything? And thank you guys for the super chats. Any questions or comments that I've missed in the meantime? Christian Prince has often pointed out the connection between Ar-Rahman and Musaylama. Yes, and that is true. And I will dig deeper into that. But Ar-Rahman, as I said, was the god of the Christians, the monotheistic god of the Christians and Jews. This was simply absorbed into Islam, right? Now, let's talk further. Okay, any more questions? Hold on. Okay, so I will continue here. Now, let's look at Hatra. Hatra is a small Arab kingdom that was in Mesopotamia. So where is Hatra? Well, Hatra is close to the border of northern Iraq and Turkey. So wait, let me bring this up. Let's go find Hatra on a map, okay? Let's go to Hatra in Iraq. Let's go to Hatra. So Mecca is all the way down here. Here's Hatra. This here is Göbekli Tepe. Okay, so you've got the Göbekli Tepe here. This is Hatra. Let me turn on the borders. So this is well into northern Iraq. This place called Hatra was an Arab city-state. Okay, this was an Arab city-state. And it was connected on the trade route all the way down to here, right? So this is interesting. The Arabs happened to have an established fortress city all the way up here, a wealthy fortress city. So Hatra was an ancient, you can see here on the map of Iraq, was an ancient city in Upper Mesopotamia located in present-day eastern Nineveh Governorate in northern Iraq. Right. Thanks, Reasoned Answers. Much appreciated. Right, so let's continue. It's a caravan city, and it flourished in the 2nd century. It was destroyed and deserted in the 3rd century, only rediscovered in the 19th century. It used to be called Al-Hadr in Arabic. It's recorded as Hatra in Aramaic inscriptions. It was famed for its fusion of, get this, Greek, Mesopotamian, Canaanite, Aramean, and Arabian pantheons. It had temples to all of these in Hatra. Okay? It was officially called the house of God, the Beit Elaha in Aramaic inscriptions, and also recorded as the enclosure of Shamash, the sun god, on a coin. So Hatra de Shamash. So it was called the Beit Elaha, the house of God. The Kaaba is the house of God. This is just really interesting, right? This is incredible. I'd never heard of this place until today. It is the capital of possibly the first Arab kingdom in the chain of Arab cities running from Hatra in the northeast via Palmyra in Syria, down to Baalbek, down to Petra. So you had an entire collection. This thing traveled all the way west, right? So you had a whole bunch. So within the heart of Mesopotamia, within the heart of Sumeria, within the heart of the Assyrian kingdoms, you had Arab traders who lived in these fortified, wealthy, fortified cities. Welcome, Arnold. Welcome. So the city had temples to the god Nergal, who is Assyrian, Babylonian, and Akkadian. Now these are Arabs who are incorporating all of these, who are allowing all these gods to be worshipped. Okay, all of these temples are being built. They're interacting with all of these pagans. Hermes, who was Greek, Athrogatus, who was Syro-Aramean, Alat, who was all the way up north, Shamia, who was Arabian, and Shamash, the Mesopotamian sun god.